Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Dallara F3, this time at Interlargos, which should be yet another great week of racing. If you're new to my time, we do a hot lap, then a breakdown, then we are back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Brake bias is shown on the wheel cam. Let's start the hot lap.
Right, let's go. So we're slapping it down the main straight, and we're looking for just after the 50 board on the right-hand side. We're going to break up to about 60%, quickly down through the gears to second gear, and get all the way over to the left, because that now allows us to attack turn 2, flat out in third, and then fourth as we go up through the gears. Now we got this little back straight where all the shenanigans happened with Hamilton and Max, back when Hamilton could drive. At the 50, breaking up to about 65%, sharp trail off down to fourth gear. Got to be gentle and patient with the throttle on exit. I'll get back over to the left-hand side. Now we're looking for this Marshall's hut on the left-hand side. Don't overbrake for this corner. Everybody does. We're only breaking up to about 30%. Long trail off. Keep it in fourth gear. Back on the gas clip in the inside corner. Get a nice wide exit. Braking on the rumble strip. And now we're in second. Little dab on the brakes. And again, got to be patient. Now we can go full throttle. It is cambered, but you can also lose it there. At this tree on the left, going to break up to about 40%, drop it down to second, and now we're going to get over to the right-hand side so we can go flat through turn 11. Quite bumpy on the inside there. Final braking zone. Quite difficult. Sharp trail off, down to third, back on the gas. Now this bit's straightforward, even I can do it. Looking it over to the left-hand side, shortening the track as best as possible. Don't get too tight on the left-hand side because the rumble strip is quite bouncy. I'll get over to the left-hand side. Don't hit the tyre wall like I did when I was already pre-celebrating. And over and across the line we go in a 27.7. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown. So, you want to brake a lot later than you think. You think that you want to be braking around now. But because the corner's cambered, you can carry more speed. So we don't start braking until once we've gone through the 50. We brake sharply up to about 65% there or thereabouts. A relatively sharp trail off, down to second gear, and we're picking back up on the gas with our left-hand tyres almost in the grass, as you can see here. So I've got quite a lot of steering lock on. You want to get to at least halfway across before we start turning in, and this will allow us now to clip this inside and remain flat. A lot of people do a lift to get through that. And you just bleed time away all the way up this next straight. Right, for the next one, we've got the 50 coming up, or you've got this little entrance road on the right-hand side if you want something that's visible. I'm already starting to apply the brakes. I get briefly up to 65%. Now, the big thing in the F3 is it's got fantastic brakes. You really do want to try and find that maximum pressure as quickly as possible. Sharp trail off, down to fourth gear, and I pick back up on the gas at the apex. You can exit nice and wide. And again, you don't want to be too tight on any of these inside curves here, because they do get quite bumpy. Now we're looking for this Marshall's hut up on the left-hand side. As we go through that, we go on the brakes, only up to about 20%, and a long trail off, picking back up on the gas, more or less as you're pointing now at the Marshall's hut in front of us, or the 5G autism-causing apparatus up on top of the hill. I don't believe that, by the way. Now for the next corner, if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, you see Preferred de Sao Paulo. Don't know what that means. I think it's some sort of perfume. Once we get alongside that, that's when we brake up to about 60%, using the curbs for entry. Rail that off, down to second gear, cutting this corner, picking back up on the apex. We briefly get up to 100% before immediately dabbing the brakes. And then we just got to be gentle with the throttle application before we get back up to 100% at the second apex of turn 9. Now we're looking for this lovely tree that's up ahead of us. Once we're alongside it, we go on the brakes up to nearly 40%. Trail that off, again down to second gear, very similar to the last corner. I could have taken far more curb than I did here, but I'm definitely not perfect. Absolutely flat through here, and again, you can go tighter to the left-hand side, but it's very, very bumpy and it's unpleasant. Right, for this final one, there's no massive sort of braking marker that jumps out at you. You have to just get a feel for it, but it's here. This is where you should brake. Brake briefly up to about 75%, and then we're getting back up on the gas at the apex, back up to 100%. And the next bit is self-explanatory, although I will just point out that this curbing on the left-hand side there, if you do go over that, that's very, very bumpy. Similar to the curbing on the right-hand side on the straight, which I'm nowhere near at the minute. So that's the breakdown. We've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.